Hey.
Good morning. I'm Joe Leclerc, zoning hearing officer for the San Mateo County Planning and Building Department. And I am convening the October 3rd zoning hearing officer meeting. Before we go any further, we'll please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay, so the first item on our agenda, I should say for those, if there are any participating, we are at 400 County Center in Redwood City and in room 101. And for those participating on Zoom, welcome. This meeting is also available via Zoom, although it looks like we don't have any attendees today. So the first item on our agenda is a public comment period for comments on matters that are not on our agenda. So since we have one person here from the public who could speak, do you have any comments on matters that are not on our agenda today, sir?
No, not.
Okay, thank you. Well, then we'll move on to our regular agenda where we have one item. Ted, can you please read that into the record?
Planner Sam Becker, owner Venkat R. Imani, applicant Venkat R. Imani, file number PLN 2020-00329, location El Granada Boulevard, El Granada, APN number 047-182-550.
All right, and now we'll have staff's presentation. Sam?
Thank you very much, Ted. For the record, Sam Becker, project planner, County San Mateo. Good morning to the zoning hearing officer and members of the public attending both in person and virtually. I'm here today to present on PLN 2020-00329. This is a coastal development permit, CDP, and certificate of compliance type B. This is to legalize one lot of record as a 5,000 square foot parcel for subdivision purposes. This is located on El Granada Boulevard in the unincorporated El Granada area. And a note, this project is appealable to the California Coastal Commission. Can you get the next slide, please, Ted?
That's too many.
It's okay. The second slide, it was just reiterating the project description. Just a little bit, yes, just a little bit larger, so it wasn't at the bottom of the first slide. Again, 5,000 square foot parcel for subdivision.
So, sorry to interrupt, Sam, but Ted, if you could hit the little icon
Right here.
bottom right, yeah, and get to slideshow,
Perfect.
and then you just have to hit the space bar.
Thank you.
Very good.
So,
Thank you, sir.
yep, moving on to slide 3, please. Thank you. And this is some locational context for the group and for members of the public. I included an aerial shot of the subject parcel. Again, this is in the unincorporated El Granada area along El Granada Boulevard. It's an interior developed lot, not on a corner. It is already developed to the south of it, several homes. There's a vacant parcel to the north, and there's some development along El Granada. And in general, the whole neighborhood is mostly developed with single families. It's mostly developed and they are all with single family homes, I should say. It's a single family residential area. Next slide, please. For the applicable regulations, this was discussed in the staff report. The proposal complies with local county policy regarding the general plan and zoning regulations. It meets the minimum lot size of 5,000 square feet, the minimum width of 50 feet, and this is for the zoning district, as well as the intended density and use designation for the area under the general plan. As mentioned in the staff report, there is a 250 square foot Department of Public Works easement 5 feet in depth that's along the front of the parcel in its entirety. For purposes of this permit and for the subdivision regulations, we are not excluding that easement area from the parcel. And the parcel shall be regarded as conforming in size because the easement is not for access to another parcel. The net size mentioned in the staff report of 4,750 due to that easement, that should be regarded as the size of the parcel for any future development. Easements can't be counted in calculations for lot coverage and floor area, and any future development that would come forward with another permit would need to be set back from that easement. In terms of compliance with the LCP, and specifically locating and planning of new development, it was determined that this parcel in its current configuration will not impact any coastal resources, wouldn't be adverse to the things that are protected under the LCP chapter. Additionally, and speaking more to the subdivision regulations, the project is in conformance with those subdivision regulations. It was first conveyed separately from its adjoining lands after July 20th, 1945, and therefore it met the criteria of a CFC type B. And due to its location within the coastal zone, the requirement for a coastal development permit appealable to the Coastal Commission is part of this permit application. Additionally, in the subdivision regulations, it states that the Director of Planning and Building may impose any conditions that would have been applicable to the property at time of the applicant acquiring interest in the property, however, since road access already exists of the subject parcel, water, power, sanitary sewer services are also available. There were no improvement conditions applicable to this property that have not already been met. Next slide, please, Ted. Just wanted to show the assessor parcels map. This was also included as an attachment in the staff report. The same boundaries would exist on the subdivision map and on the topographic and boundary survey that the applicant provided. They all just confirm that they are the same dimensions. And on that next slide, I would like to show that survey provided by the applicant. Thank you, Ted. This is just for some further context of the easement that was discussed in the staff report and during this presentation. I don't know if you can zoom in, or I don't know later, but
okay.
Within just right of El Granada Boulevard and within half the area that says 5-foot easement for public street purposes, and this is the Department of Public Works easement as noted before. Outside of that, this is the subject parcel is 5,000 square feet in size, 50 feet wide, 100 feet long. And those dimensions are confirmed here by this topographic and boundary survey that was provided and also included in the staff report as an attachment. Next slide, please, Ted. Also wanted to note that the project does meet criteria for CEQA exemption, and this is per section 15.315, class 15, which are minor land divisions. This parcel is establishing legal status. It's in an urbanized zone for residential use. The parcel legality is in conformance with both general plan and zoning regulations, and there's no variance being requested. All services and access to the parcel are already provided and available, and water and sanitary services, those agencies were referred to during the project referral stage, and they all confirmed that lines are already existing to serve the parcel. Next slide, please. With that being said, we'd like to recommend that the zoning hearing officer approve the coastal development permit and the certificate of compliance type B. This would be under county file number PLN 2020-0329. And the approval would be by adopting the required findings and conditions of approval that were detailed in attachment A of the staff report. With that, I can answer any questions, but that would conclude my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. That was clear and a good presentation. I want to ask Mr. Amani, I'm assuming that's who you are.
Hi.
I'm Joe Leclerc. That you've read the staff report.
Yes, sir.
And you agree with the findings and conditions in the staff report?
I do.
Okay. And you have any questions?
Not at this time.
Okay, very good. And do we have anybody, no one has shown up on the Zoom,
No.
so we don't have any reason to open a public hearing, like I said, unless, of course, you have anything to add, but you said no. Very good. So there's no need to conduct a public hearing today. So given that, I'm prepared to approve this project. Pursuant to the findings in the staff report and subject to the conditions of approval, all is contained in attachment A. And as Sam mentioned, this project is appealable to the county, and that appeal must be submitted by October 18th, 5 o'clock, in writing with a accompanying appeal fee of $616.35. And once this approval becomes final by the county, which would be 10 days from now, assuming no appeal, then it could be appealed to the Coastal Commission. So that concludes this item, and since it's the only item on our agenda, it concludes our meeting. So I'll adjourn the meeting now. So thank you all. Yes, very good work, Sam.
Thank you.
And Ted. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get a letter of decision to you or on that.